this very first working day in the month of February. Welcome to the month of love. Chris Maduka, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, Charles. You're already thinking about love in February. You're a suspect. We are thinking about how do we get through the hunger hardship.
Well, sometimes you just have to pause a little bit to take care of oneself.
If you can pause.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing wrong with going forward, looking back, pause to package, refresh. But where the situation is so critical that you can't even pause, you find yourself on restless run of locust. You are constantly in the move and you're not making impact. You're just moving, but you're one place. And then that's where it becomes worrisome. So let's move, Charles. Nigeria is a big issue of discourse.
Yes, indeed. How did you receive this headline? Electricity tariff hike looms as federal government plans to end subsidy on electricity. I was wondering the last time that it was increased, that they have finally removed
it. They just tested the ground. They're using the presidential aid. So people are fighting the substance and fighting the shadow and leaving the substance. I bet you Nigerian establishment will increase tariff by 65%. They already concluded. They said that's the only way they can break even. So you see, Nigerian situation, you cry about of conscienceless, what they call it, in the Macbeth. There is this, is the Merchant of Venice. Find one of the actors there is the man who is looking for a pound of flesh. The pound of flesh, the capitalistic world is imposing on Nigeria is so heavy we can't even survive it. So we can only cry because those people have already made up their mind to increase tariff. They're just testing the ground. They will do bubu yaya. Before you know it, they'll slam the hike. Labor will threaten strike. The one that they said they will start tomorrow. I'm sure a lot of horse trading will be going under threats and all that kind of thing. At the end of it all, the tariff stands. Have they revenue, or since the labor started threatening, has anybody called them to say we are removing 1% or 2% out of what they have? No. Because the young child that went Tom to steal, and he decided to break the door with his legs, somebody sent him. The Nigerian Communication Commission, NCC, is a federal government establishment. They are complicit. The telecom organizations that are in Nigeria that have studied the corrupt system and have bribed the Nigerian establishment are complicit. We know the history of how they came. So anything they want, they've studied Nigerian corrupt system. They are part of Nigeria now. They know how to play their chess. They have talked about hike. NCC has justified why the hike must go on. All good. Who pays? It's not about hiking. You hike the fuel price. Who is paying? Nigerians. With no possible increase in the source of income. Nothing. You just increase. You have increased fuel. People cried and cried and were still crying. Nothing. They've only started to readapt. You went on to increase energy. That's electricity. First time, they did bubu yaya, diluted it. Nigerians were paying. They went on telecom. Nigerians are saying after this one, that we know the labor, even with their threats, nobody has. I'm sure what the federal government has not gone to mobilize all the securities to follow labor as they protested. They have not said anything because NCC, the mouth of government, has not said anything. Now, this morning, I started hearing it yesterday, and one woman in the virtual news I got, well, I don't know, I didn't want to take interest because it's all about wasting time. What I could read as their body language, they're going to increase electricity hike. And the same Nigerians will pay. Now, it's not the issue of either you jump out of the moving train. Nigeria, they don't look back. They find themselves very expensive mobile, modern trade that is moving. It's either you jump out or you continue. But when it takes you to anywhere, you pay. So you decide where you stop so that your fee or your charge will be. But in this time now, we don't even have where to jump to. Nigerians are being deported from their so-called God's own countries where they are running to. And very soon, you have South Africa has fought Nigerians, they call it, what they call it, xenophobia. Even in African countries, Nigerians do not have anywhere to hide. And you don't blame the African countries that you look at Nigeria with the giant of Africa that has all the potentials for other African countries to look up to them as the land of God's own land. Messed up their own countries and are looking for where to go. That was my opinion when people were saying about Trump and the deportation. If it's possible, let Trump deport. Because if they're beginning to deport, who were they living? Those children of the well-to-do who are brought to their way with their green cards. And those ones call themselves illegitimate migrants. It's still people like me and you who cannot afford to get those papers that are being brought back to hell, called Nigeria. And the problem is not over. The man has swollen stomach, Nigeria, has swollen stomach. The sickness has not gone around all the countries of the world. You see, asking the same Nigeria that his next share of sickness is hernia, swollen scrotum. Is that not double wahala for that body? Leave matter, Jared Charles. Let's move on.
Right. I mean, this protest that's going to happen tomorrow, I don't know. The federal government is meeting with NLC leadership today about that protest tomorrow. Do you see anything change? And I've also seen that telecoms are looking to kickstart the 50% tariff from the month of March.
And that's what I'm saying. That's it. The threat, the mouth of the common man, the labor, has spoken. I said, reduce the tariff. Call for negotiation. Have you heard of negotiation? They gave threat and gave deadline for their threat. Nothing has happened. Is it this night or midnight that they will have called them and agree? That will tell you they are waiting for them to come out to protest, and then it will end the way all protests in Nigeria have ended. And by the way, the labor leaders and organizers that are talking for us, what do we have to say to support them to the extent they can? Because there is a masquerade near my place, they call it Opanga. I won't mention the name of the village. They say if you do not dance Opanga of the village like a madman, nobody will know you are dancing Opanga. The madness of the masquerade of Nigeria has become Opanga. If you don't dance it like a mad person, nobody will know you are dancing. It's like somebody trying to look you in the dark with, what they call it, eloganya in the dark. You won't know. That has gone case of Nigeria. Or the Nigerian establishment do not look back on anything when they want to take policy. They want the establishment where only few of them, when things are all right, when the tariff is there, hike, telecoms will enjoy, declaring profit. Why Nigerians are dying? Look at the banks. Look at the oil industries, how much profit that is. But look at the life of Nigerians. Is it not an aberration? All the establishment declaring large profit everywhere. The people are dying and breathing to them. And nobody is looking at their side. So you're wondering, who are they using to declare large profit? Blood and sweat of people. And they are fighting people, kidnappers, organ harvesters, who are doing money ritual. Federal government of Nigeria is the head of money ritual. They're using our blood and sweat to get to wherever they are. And they don't care. It's sad. It's sad. I don't know how long we talk about it. They don't care. They don't even listen. They don't listen. So Labour will go to the street tomorrow. They will mobilize all the... They will even get mercenaries from across the country to come and stop Labour from saying, do nothing. With 240 million Nigerians, you don't need that level of percentage of increase on tariff on telecom for you to survive. It's too much because you can't compare Nigeria, I keep saying, with other countries of Africa. Some of them are just a state in Nigeria. And this population, with the population of Nigeria who are subscribers for telecom, you are increasing to that extent. And then the the electricity sector, they're warming up. Let's move on, Jerry.
Nigeria on red alert as Uganda confirms Ebola outbreak. This is almost reminiscent of what we have had in the past with Ebola ravaging our country. We understand how Adedevo, the lady who helped to blow up
God
that,
bless her soul. She fought her.
you know, so I'm just wondering whether we still have people like that, you know, alive within our health sector.
Let even not go that angle, because most Nigerians have learned that you don't use your head to present your head to break a coconut that Nigerians will eat. You won't be there when it's eating. We don't pray and wait for another Jesus like Adedevo. We don't, because it may be hard to get. It may, I bet you, in the way I see Nigeria, it will be difficult. So let's not even play to that extent. It will mean it becomes suicide. Don't even bother. Whatever they can do now to curb this from coming in, because if it gets in at the level we are, only God will know what will happen. I'm not predicting doom, because why should I? If it come in, nobody knows. It's like a native doctor who is fond of doing otolo, juju otolo, to infect people. His nyash is not put in heaven. He is still here, because whatever he sow, he will reap. If you use a fake dollar to celebrate Christmas for your mother-in-law, it's what you give, you take, because you still come back to it. So that is it. We should all sit up. That's what I'm advising. Agwa on Africa, the way we say it in Igbo land, when you see snake in grass, you know, mixed up with grass, and the dangerous snake in green grass, you hardly know which one is snake. And so once Agwa enter Africa, everybody will be careful, because you don't know where to step in, and then you have a snake bite. With Ebola very near Uganda, and cases already there. Agwa on Africa. A lot of Nigerians are even trekking across borders. They're not even, they can't pay for the flight. Some of them are trekking across the deserts to some of these countries. So, and when you go to every country of the world, because of what is pursuing Nigeria, they are there. So, if you see chicken scattering human feces with the legs, pursue that chicken. That's what Nigerians will do now. Pursue every chicken, because you don't know who will eat the legs when it's cooked for dinner. Don't say no concern, because any Nigerian, they say at this point, you know, concern me, you want to do civil service at the border post, and you are there collecting bribes, looking at papers of when people are exchanging, and the whole bad image Nigeria have had at our borders. Let those people at the border be more careful, because when that particular substance hit the ceiling fan, everybody, but the ones who have collected bribe at the border will be affected. That is at the point. And I think it's like football. There are certain things that unite Nigeria. Fear of death. Unite Nigeria a lot. So even at that point, some of them will be careful the way they collect bribe at the borders to allow certain movement that are not authorized. There has to be also technology Nigeria should put in place now for checks. These are the points we should emphasize on checks. You started this program when I was listening to you, said Nigeria health budget is an area they just do, like, let you settle your tokenism. That's what they use. No government has come and said health of Nigerians is my priority. They don't go that angle. They don't get kickbacks from it. It is you invest for people to be safe and healthy. It's not like what you use to do campaign, build bus stops. Even when the bus stop is existing, you build fresh ones. Even some roads are good, you put tires on top of it. When some asphalt ones have not received, so that you use it and they do boo and people will say you are walking. With signboard everywhere you are walking. That's not what I'm saying. I am saying that we look at priority where that need attention. It's not about, health system should be part of where we spend money now and put technology in place where you go through a scam If you are sick or pot cannot understand your health situation, you stay back until further notice. It's not where people carry temperature and put and just wave it as if that some of the temperature gauge things they don't have battery. At the borders, critical borders of Nigeria, they will do you, and then you pass. The last Adedevo case, somebody cleared the person at the airport.
Mm-hmm.
When you have this such alert, Ebola is back again. A lot of things to clear. They will say something is happening. We don't know what is happening with every Nigerian traffic accident now. We claim almost thousands. Keep wondering. In Ondo, 30 burned to death. That's the figure they said. They allowed them to expose. 2 injured, critically injured. Before you know it, more figures will be added up and that will fizzle out. Nobody will care. Another day, just like that, is going around the countries. You will say the security people are advising them to check whether there's another area of terror. Whether terror reason has entered our Nigerian transport system. Because I can't imagine. And that's what's happening. Somebody cleared that. The man who came from one of the, is it Ivory Coast? He came in to clear and know when that thing entered Nigeria. You know how many people beyond the Messiah, the woman who offered herself as Messiah, all the life that went with that Ebola cyst in Nigeria is looming again. We are calling on all the authorities.
Right. I mean, I'm just thinking about the possibility of that actually playing out. Having to have terrorists infiltrate us to the point that they use, some of these traffic systems to inflict pain on our system. I think the other day we saw the Southwest governors shouting and screaming that ISWAP members may have infiltrated the Southwest, and so they're doing something in that regard to make sure that that is kept away. We're even saying that Southeast governors haven't said anything in that direction. That if they are chased from the Southwest, now that the Southwest governors are identifying the fact that ISWAP is coming into the Southwest and they're gaining grounds in the Southwest. So if they are chased from the Southwest, the next place that they're actually looking at maybe South-South or even Southeast. So it becomes a problem, amongst us, whether our intelligence is actually working or not.
Yeah, when we are saying that the Nigerian system should be overhauled everywhere, you should look, don't give everything, don't give anything to chance. When you suspect, check. It's possible. When you pursue them on this physical confrontation and front line, that they find different, since they are agents of mass destruction, they can use any means to achieve their purpose. And since that's what you want, the world has changed. It's not in Nigeria. Terror can be in any form, consciously, unconsciously. So you don't give anything to chance. That's what we're saying. We're not saying for sure. We say when this is happening, check the number of people who have died in crash within a short time. With over 20 years of terror infesting Nigeria, you can see the percentage and say something is wrong. Do you understand? That's what we're saying.
Right.
And
all right. Dangote refinery is cutting down on a liter of fuel, 890. I'm just what kind of game these guys are playing.
But you can see the rider when the market are saying you cannot get to the discharge, the last line of sale of distribution, that they are not sure they will use that price at that level. I didn't read the excuses. That tell you all this back and forth, the playing on the mind of Nigerians. So if fuel at Dangote refinery is 899 naira, why shouldn't he sell at 900 at the last filling station? Why? They'll give you excuse why we still buy it over 1,000 naira, and Nigerians are buying. Let's say good luck. The way we make our money. But
all right.
Who can buy? Go and buy.
We're wrapping up right now. We're out of time, basically. But this particular headline is one that is quite shocking. Nigeria, Africa under pressure. I don't know how much pressure that Nigeria and Africa will be under as President Trump is slamming tariffs on Mexico, Canada, and China.
Africans are fond of, there's this AGOA. There's a process of getting import from Africa. A lot of Nigerians try to export yam. Our yam were rotting before they get to, because they couldn't even leave our ports to get there. And the yam has a certain number of time it will rotten. So Nigerian yam got rotten, so it was rejected. That AGOA is where they pass through a quality check whether Nigerian products can be accepted in the American market. So AGOA was not working. So why are we worried about tariff? What are we selling to America? What's America? America is only buying oil from us, and then they are trying to go to Mexico and the Gulf of Mexico to strike oil so that African oil supply will come down. They are just, this is the fight to finish. Everybody's fight for survival. America is also now fighting to retain economic power, and they're taking some decisions that are not popular. And people are crying. They want America to be the modern Jesus. And America said, we have been Jesus enough. The big brother, or land of everybody, land of God's own land. That we are now trying to get back to our power before we can begin again. Even on foreign aids and all. They cut down, they suspended some. Even on HIV. And on, the man said, I am very clear. And he's not the kind of person who speaks and you will think tomorrow. The man has made up his mind what he wants to do. And he's ready for the merits and the demerits of all his decisions. So everybody is running around to fight him back. I'm sure he has people who advise him. They know that this fight will come back. But he is weighing the fight, the gain in the fight for America. Remember, nobody will like you more than yourself or your mama. So whether you like what he's doing, he say, well, if this fight, if after everything, the fight, what do America stand to gain? If what America stand to gain is better than what America stand to lose, that he's ready to go into the fight. And that's what he's doing. He doesn't care. And I think it's a very serious lesson for all the world leaders to begin to learn. So don't look at Trump as you are model. Go back home. Begin to do internal reflections on how you can be as independent as Trump and take some independent decisions, no matter whose ox is God. There is no commonwealth in America that the whole world are fighting to go and share. The man who is at the helm of affairs is telling us, I repeat again, only Trump will tell the world the truth Americans have been hiding to tell us. They are cunning. It's only this scatterhead in the name of Trump that's looking a world in their face and telling, oh boy, I can't. Oh boy, go home. Oh boy, thank you for this, but I stop here. This is what the man is telling now. He has to reassess what America can do instead of living on borrowed robes.
Right.
And God bless America, and God bless Nigeria even more. That's all I will say. So if we sit down and reflect on ourselves and take our own decision, instead of America has become taking over the world. People have left their problems. Have we sorted ourselves out? Do we want a hike in energy, electricity in Nigeria? That's what we're talking about. We're talking decision-taking America.
Let's leave it there. Many thanks, Chris Maduka, for your time. We really appreciate your insights.
Thank you.
So we're back shortly after this. Do stay with us. This is The Morning Show.